YouTube? What the crap's going on? HeirofCarthage here, back in the legendary West Rome campaign, where we have just crushed a Roxolanian force, and crushed them quite nicely, I might say. Not that it was particularly difficult, but hey, I mean, in Total War, do you really care when the enemy army isn't that difficult? It just feels good to crush them. Well, of course, sometimes it feels better to crush them when you've done it, you know, in an extremely heroic way, but crushing them nonetheless is a satisfying feeling. Those were the legion, like the defensive legions of Rome that joined us there. That's pretty cool. Let's see what else we have. Governed province, melee defense for commanded force. Let's go with the melee defense. Shouldn't be bad. Actually, let's reset this. And let's do one in the public order. This one's also melee defense. Let's go with that. Okay, we'll do that. I don't know that it's really a whole lot better, but we did it. We've got 8 turns left until we get some of the research completed that I am wanting. Let's head back into our settlement scroll and just kind of work our way through this. We don't have a ton of different provinces right here. Let's see. So Attila, is there anything we need to do here? Let's see. Sanitation is now actually quite good. Public order is pretty strong at the moment, despite the fact that I have a lot of different buildings here. We could go ahead and just upgrade this salt deposit. Gives us extra salt, a little extra food, a little extra industry. Nothing to hurt there. And that salt deposit should cover the upgrade of these structures, and that would offset any public order penalties we get from the salt deposit. So then, why not? I mean, why not take your richest province and go ahead and upgrade a couple of things? I don't think it's going to hurt. Let's just head through a few more of these. We're at 50 total food in this province. Let's see, that is only a 10 extra food for 2 public order, 150 wealth, and 2 more paganism influence, which is only going to help the province be very happy. Not a ton of spare food here. We'd have to get to the level 4 wheat farms and sheep pens and stuff to really do anything about this. Might just call it good for now. Narbonensis is probably about to turn some better public order here finally. Yeah, should. We'll see. We need some growth there to help flesh that province out a little bit. And in terms of Venetia, we are pretty well set for food. I don't really imagine we're going to have a public order problem here, just because I pretty much have an army sitting here non-stop. So part of me wants to just use this excess food that we have. Go ahead and upgrade the sheep pens and the flocks, and kind of thinking we could go to the trade jetty, but I mean, why not take the extra food just so we can max everything else out, since we're not hurting for money as much. And I'll bet we could just we can just go to town and finish upgrading basically everything in Venetia. This army, see, we've got our ballistari. We just need cavalry in this army, I believe. I mean, we could put 1 more infantry unit, but let's just go ahead and throw cavalry in here. It's not going to hurt anything. Let's move these guys over and jump in here. Let's see, cataphractari or medium shot cavalry. And really, someone asked why I wanted the Equites Prima Gallia. Their upkeep is extreme. It's huge, but they're also heavy melee cavalry with sturdy attack versus... Well, no, these are actually sword cavalry. I thought they were good against other cavalry. Interesting. Prima Gallia. Yeah, these are not going to be... So yeah, we probably want a combination of some sort. Equites Dalmatae have an excellent attack versus cavalry, though they are only light, which is unfortunate, though we are working on upgrading to Equites Promoti, which would be better. On the charge, cataphractari would cause some pretty significant damage to enemy cavalry, and they would also be decent versus infantry. So let's grab a couple of the Prima Gallia, and let's get a couple of cataphractari. Let's actually get 3 well, let's get 1 light equite, Maorian equite, to run down skirmishers, and then I think that'll round out that army pretty nicely. Let's just see. So got this army that would headed down through here that killed the Roxolanians. This army is on its way down to Africa. We are pretty much out of money for this turn, but movement points. We have our movement points. I'm a little bit concerned here. That is about crossing to Britannia here without having, you know, extremely good sight as to what we're going to be up against. Kind of thinking, ooh, yeah, this is going to be so risky to put Sextus to sea without a fleet there to guard him. It's going to take me several turns to get a fleet up there. Let's just take these, merge the selected units, merge those units. Let's see what we can do here. Definitely want some of these assault Liburnians, but I don't have any extra money at the moment. We could take back some of that money that we spent. Was it at Venetia where we spent most of our money? Can't remember. I want to say it was. Let's pull back one of these town center upgrades, because that's a lot of money right there, and let's pour it into this fleet. We're definitely going to need this fleet up and running. And then basically 2 turns we can have it up to snuff and try and get it up here. There's transport fleets heading my way too that we need to be ready for. Yeah, I'm just very, well, there's a crossing point right here actually. That's perfect. That's perfect. That's where we want to be. So Sextus and Appius are going to head for the crossing point. Okay, so we can head to the crossing point. That's where we'll get across. We won't have to worry about fleets. I'm hoping that the Swabians get finished off by the Saxons before I get there, because I really want that province from... I want to own the whole thing. I mean, I'll take it if they don't give it to me, but that's going to be frustrating. Definitely not what I want. Okay. Enemy killed in battle. Appreciate the late notice, as always. The glitched notice. Okay, yeah, we definitely have transport fleets heading our way, so within 2 turns we should be able to get out and help sink them. The auto-resolve is so cruel to me, though. I'm going to have to do it manually, and then me doing it manually is typically kind of a mistake. Good. The Swabians took that back. We are going to be in for some serious battles in Britannia, because there's probably going to be a huge number of enemy stacks, and we're going to, I mean, there's a decent chance that Appius and Sextus are going to die in Britannia. I will obviously do everything I can to prevent that, because I understand that they're beloved characters at this point. But there is, again, a better than fair chance that they are going to die. If you could address an attack on no, I won't address an attack on them. I would be suitably grateful if you could stop sucking as an ally. I mean, pretty bad. Really is. Constantinople is under siege from the Visigoths and probably not likely to survive. I'm going to lose them as a trade partner once they get beat up enough, but oh well, I guess that's the price we're going to have to pay there. Because there's not a whole lot I can do to save them at the moment. They would certainly need to save themselves. Now, Macedonia, don't you be getting any ideas? Like, we have a peace treaty, but if you land in my territory, I'm going to beat the crap out of you. It's going to be pretty straightforward exercise. Look at Palmyra there, man. They just went to town on Constantia. The east is on fire, as a general rule. The Marcomanns are destroyed. Excellent. I'm glad that I contributed to that. I'm a little bit sad that I didn't get to cause it, but I think indirectly we played a nice role there. The Roxolanians must be destroyed. I don't know how they just ran back through me in the opposite direction. That is impressive, albeit annoying.
Ready for orders.
Alright. I really must insist that you die. Our peace was short-lived and rather unproductive. Okay, it's saving my game, so we should be good. Population surplus in Africa, that's a good thing. Military event, traditions, decisive victory. Okay, lots of good stuff going on there. Let's take this army and continue our march. And let's just kind of see what we end up with. We can do extra replenishment, which is not going to be a bad thing. This legion can continue on down onto towards Syracuse, Magna Graecia, and then we will go ahead and sail on over from Sicily to Africa. Yeah, Carthage has expanded. I'm going to put a theater chain in here, so we're going to build the forum. We'll use up some of our excess food, but we have quite a lot of excess food at the moment, so it's not going to hurt. Might as well use it for something useful. Going to actually put the sea right here and sail to Carthage on the next turn. So that fleet will be here, and we'll be ready to actually push forward out of Carthage towards our enemies. Well, our soon-to-be enemies. And this army, I'm kind of thinking about just staging in Patchytown for the moment. When this one's complete, we'll have a little more authority to project. We've got extra army here at Narbo, which doesn't have any cavalry, and eventually we'll move over there and recruit it, but at the moment, just probably more important that it stabilizes Narbo. Oh, so we can actually enter Britannia with Sextus. This is the moment, folks, where he becomes near to Caesar, invading Britannia. I like it. I like it a lot. Ooh, sabotage army sounds pretty nice, to be honest. Let's reset that. Let's sabotage army. So, well, I could wait till the next turn so that we can remain fortified. Let's do that. It'll be smarter rather than just potentially blundering forward without any help, because this army's lagging behind as well. We need to get them together. Okay, the fleet is retraining as quickly as we can. There was an enemy fleet sailing this way, a couple of them. Just keep an eye out. Other than that, let's keep recruiting. Wow, it really takes that long to recruit these ships. Seems kind of annoying. There, let's just get the ones that we can get in a couple of turns, and we'll go from there. That's a ton of artillery ships, but oh well. I have a ton of artillery ships. I can't say that that's going to terribly upset me. Now, and even with all the extra recruiting, my money has gone up a little bit just from repurposing some of these provinces, so that's good news for us. We're about finished with this building, which will help. We're going to be finished with this one in the next turn, so that should help that province considerably. Carthage, we have a bunch of extra money, though I really don't know how much I need to spend it all at the moment. Though we could go back and, like, I think in Venetia, we, kind of held off on upgrading here when we most certainly can. Let's see, we got the extra farm. Oh, yeah, we got plenty of money to go ahead and run that, too. We can run the herbs upgrade there. So, yeah, we do have stuff to spend that money on. Yeah, I don't know that any of our upgrades are just going to get a very good payback there. And Argentortum, yes, we finally upgraded the settlement. Really, really hope that that means that that crappy map we were on is kind of, look at all the Sagittarii we get here. That's spectacular. So these Gallic rebels, if they attack me soon, may regret it. Plus the Swabians are nearby. Let's go ahead and end another turn. I'd kind of like to get towards the end of this research chain that I'm working on. So let's see, where is this guy at? I don't see like a zoomed location, unfortunately. Does it say where he's the governor? Does not. Okay, facts, character, rally. Okay, whatever. Let's just see what we can give him. Just start opening up some of these.
Ready, willing,
So one of my priests here, we've already given him Inspire Populace, Encourage Dissent, and Afford Settlement. Compromise Security, Distract a Foreign Agent, Betray. Is there anything wrong with some good betrayal? I'll try and get down there. And it looks like another priest. Again, we've do public order in the local province. That'll be handy. Preach doom to a foreign army. Is there anything bad about being able to tell a foreign army they're about to die? I don't think. It seems like a pretty appropriate practice. Something that my priest should be well versed in, no doubt. Okay, the Picts and the Ebdonians are both sailing down towards me. My fleet will be ready. Yes, I'm afraid the Death Fleet will be operational when your pitiful fleet arrives. Oh, Heir's weak Emperor Palpatine impressions. You have to admit, that was a pretty good moment from Star Wars. You know, Palpatine was really feeling big about himself, and you got to give the guy credit. I mean, he alone nearly, well, I mean, after having betrayed Plagueis and the rest, I mean, did what the Sith just were not able to accomplish for many, many generations. It's interesting how the Saxons are now going to just run off when I'm ready to threaten their lands. The Swabians are chasing out the Gallic rebels for me. That's quite nice of them. And I'm about to be able to cross to Britannia, the Saxon troops having gone the wrong direction to defend their homelands, which is quite genius, by the way. Very impressive of them to do. But I expect no less from the AI at this point. See, so the White Huns and the Huns both still around. The Sassanids unable to put down the White Huns like the vermin that they are. Oh, I forgot to kill that Quadian army. That's really quite too bad. There's the Huns. I haven't really seen the Huns yet. They're up in Quadian lands. Good. Raid away. Take whatever you want. Take all the food. Do a little raiding while you're there. It's great for that. They don't like to advertise it too much because they're kind of humble, but they have great lands for raiding. Like, great. They really like it when you pillage their villages and are especially cruel to the women and children. That's the Quadians are really into that kind of thing. Just in case you wanted to know, Huns, I'm just trying to give you some tips. You come from faraway lands, and Emperor Apache just wants you to know what kind of stuff you can enjoy around here, and that is certainly some of it. The Empire Strikes Back got hit by hostile agent activity. Term of Opus. Opus? Did I just say Opus? I think I said Opus. Very good. Very good. Turn this up, just see here. This guy is getting, he's getting some pretty good influence there. Sextus has some pretty crappy influence. Is he like losing influence or something? What's going on here, Sextus? Why are you sucking it up? Out of favor. -1 personal influence per turn. Way to go, Sextus. I mean, I don't know how you picked that one up, but that is really quite brilliant. Is there anything in here that ups his personal influence? Recruitment, corruption, public order. Not really. So, yeah, Sextus just having some problem with some personal influence. +2 for influence earning situation. So that's not good that Sextus can't seem to handle the whole personal influence thing. Getting that out of favor trait is certainly not good. Now we could put him in as a governor somewhere, but I mean that would kind of be demeaning. Can't do that to him. My family's not earning near as much influence as they should be, in my mind. And all of that has an impact on loyalty. We definitely need to get some of these guys killed. in some quote-unquote unfortunate accidents. So this guy was a governor, though, I believe is the problem. Let's see, so I got this governor here too. He's gaining influence. We'll get some of these guys killed soon enough and deal with them. Let's go up here and see what we got. So these guys are going to potentially take... They're going to potentially take attrition.
At once.
I think we should be immune to the attrition, though, if we fortify.
You may as well get comfy, men. Commander.
And we're suffering attrition here as we speak.
On the move. March.
Let's go ahead and fortify here, too. So I got both forces fortified. So I don't think that there's a whole lot that the Saxons can do. And I'll try and quickly take Londinium and see if we can have a place to start replenishing my troops. Okay, we are making some big money here at this point. Nothing wrong with that whatsoever. Pretty happy with it, in fact. Misdirect armies, infiltrate, gunning +2, deceive foreign agents, extort a foreign agent. We can already assassinate foreign agents. Ruin provisions for an enemy army. That might be helpful, actually. Just not a whole lot that there is not a whole ton of stuff for me to upgrade. I wish that I was like the East Romans, earning money on my interest. That would be good. Well, the Quadians are still there, and I could earn some money on my interest of destroying them. I mean, I do like to destroy Quadians. I like it a great deal, actually. Let's grab this extra warband here, just because why not? And does it really hurt to have another crossbow? And the answer to that is no. No, it does not. These Quadians are fortified, but with 5 crossbow units, I'm feeling pretty confident that we can unseat them from their fort. And their infantry's quite crappy. Let's go ahead and fight this. Give this general an opportunity to do something. I really should have put most of my guys in as governors, because they'd get more influence, and then just have the generals be other members. I don't know why it seems like your guys earn like so much more personal influence from being the governor. I guess it's because they just sit around all day and that's what they do, but at the same time you would think that being a general out winning battles, you know, that ought to gain you quite a bit of political influence, you know, especially in ancient Rome. They, you know, the military leaders earning the type of political influence that they did was obviously a pretty common thing. I am going to try and burn down some of their towers with my crossbows, and that Germanic, this warband unit that I just hired up is going to be my meat shield. It's the unfortunate part of being a mercenary in my army, because my Armigeri are just too priceless. So, meat shield ahoy! Just spread them out in a nice meat shield spaghetti line there. We're gonna have to get them fairly close, because crossbows don't have a particularly long range. Are they sallying out? They're sallying out. What a bunch of idiots.
The enemy has been spotted.
Wow. I mean, kind of when you think the enemy couldn't get any stupider, they just really take it to the next level here. Well, I'm going to sacrifice those Germanic axemen, and they are going to bravely die while my crossbows fill these horsemen full of flaming bolts. I don't know what in their screwed up barbarian minds is making them think that it's a good idea to sally out, but they could not be more wrong for choosing to do this. I'm going to do the same thing, just kind of spread these guys back out to serve as a meat shield again. AI is trying to spread really wide. I'm just going to try and match their formation so that I can't get outflanked. my Armigeri should be able to stand against their infantry with relative ease. I'm just going to go to standard shot because it fires a little bit faster. Fire at will. And barrage. Well, some cavalry came up first. Should have stayed in flaming shot, but I'm pretty sure we'll bring them down regardless. That warband just got brought onto the battlefield just to be charge bait. It's an honorable job. Apache doesn't offer everybody the opportunity to be charge bait in life, so those guys really ought to feel pretty flattered. You can go ahead and get back here too. Turn these guys to skirmish and run them around the flank. And in terms of my missile units, let's target down these Germanic hurlers. My infantry line, like I said, should hold strong. Out of shield wall, charge these guys. I'm going to take out the enemy crossbowmen. And then I'm going to try and run some rear charges in key locations, like right here. The enemy hurlers ought to die a pretty quick death, I would hope here. I am losing a decent number of men right there in the center, too, so we have to keep an eye on that. After a successful rear charge here with the Scout Equites, I'll move towards the center and try and help out in this fight where my Armigeri are being overwhelmed. I think I'm on fire at will, and that's probably where some of my casualties are coming from, actually. Yes, that's almost certainly, and that's not good. I just, they're about to break through my line over here. Let's get the Scout Equites up. These units need to come out of shield wall and fall back. And this Scout Equite needs to hurry. This routing unit is in my way. Get it out of the way, please. And right here, let's throw this extra unit in just to blob them up for a minute. That Scout Equite is fine. Just keep tying up the Ballistari. Let's run over here and support. Okay, now we can rear charge this blob. And we can fall in here. And I've messed up with my mercenaries. Okay, yeah, I can't micro fast enough, as you may have noticed. I'm going to come on around here. Let's go over here and help my Scout Equites. Okay, Ballistari. Okay. Did lose my Scout Equite over here, but who knows? We might get it back. Yes, I'm sure the battle really is turning in my favor. My Scout Equite should come back the next battle. Shouldn't be any big deal. We're going to run down these skirmishers. And we've wrapped up the main battle line. Let's charge these Scout Equites in there. Yeah, I'm just going to keep my Ballistari back because we were causing some pretty substantial friendly fire penalties earlier. And let's get our Maori and Equites into the back of this Germanic noble. No idea what the Quadians were thinking sallying out versus my men. I don't really know that you can get a whole lot stupider than that. That is stupid. Like all kinds of stupid. Alright, so there goes the enemy Germanic noble, routing from the battlefield like the pig coward he is. Fresh load in his pants, running home to his mommy to change his diaper. Alright. I like it. I like it a lot. All they have left is this one mercenary Germanic warband that's wavering, and I imagine that we can turn their waver into terror and defeat rather quickly with a quick cavalry charge. Albeit a light cavalry. Don't see them surviving such things. So there we go. Victory. Victory indeed. Though it wasn't that hard. Hope y'all enjoyed this episode. I am going to be out of time. I will bring it back here next time, where we continue the legendary campaign, where we will continue to give the Quadians the legendary butt-kicking that they deserve. HeirofCarthage, signing out.